Municipal to Edmard Lama in French Guiana. Concacaf Nations League coverage continues today. It's the opening game in Group B of League A as French Guiana take on Nicaragua. 87 degrees in French Guiana today. It is pretty much a picture-perfect afternoon for the beautiful game as we look at League A Group B. It's a really jam-packed group. French Guiana, Nicaragua, Cuba, you could say maybe are the underdogs in this group, but make no mistake about it, it's as deep of a group as we have throughout the entire Concacaf Nations League. We'll see plenty of Jamaica, Honduras, Trinidad and Tobago, and others in the days to come, but it's a big opportunity for these two countries, French Guiana and Nicaragua, who just got promoted in last edition of the Concacaf Nations League from League B to League A. It's their first opportunity to fight for a place in the quarterfinals, and they want to get off to a very strong start today. And of course, there are 4 seeded quarterfinalists already. The defending champions, the US are there, Panama are there as well, Canada and Mexico rounding out the teams awaiting their fates come November. We've already gotten things started in Group A earlier in the week. Wins for Suriname, Guatemala, and Group A current leaders, Costa Rica. So it does pay to get off to a very quick start. Remember, the top 2 teams advance to the quarterfinals. The next 2 teams get qualification for the Gold Cup prelims, and then the following 2 teams, the last 2, are relegated to League B. And of course, these 2 countries want to avoid heading back to where they came from. Big opportunity on the big stage for both of these 2 countries, and we're excited to see how it plays out. French Guiana in particular, this is a game on home soil. It's a huge chance to grab an early 3 points and put yourself in a strong position moving in to the rest of the fixtures, not just in this month, but in the month of October as well. We're excited for this one. French Guiana and Nicaragua are meeting for the very first time, and it can't be a much bigger stage than the Nations League. We'll step aside for now. We'll meet the teams. We'll get to the anthems and lineups as well, and then we will kick things off between French Guiana and Nicaragua.
Mesdames, Messieurs, encore une fois, bonsoir et soyez les bienvenus ici au Stade Edmard Lama. Dans quelques secondes, les 2 formations qui vont s'affronter vont se retrouver ici sur la pelouse pour une très belle rencontre. Nicaragua face bien sûr à la Guyane. Sous vos applaudissements, on va accueillir s'il vous plaît les 22 acteurs. Avec bien sûr les arbitres de la rencontre, les 2 formations devant vous. On peut entendre plus d'applaudissements que ça, s'il vous plaît. Mesdames, Messieurs les hymnes des deux formations. On commence avec le Nicaragua. Je vous demande de vous lever, s'il vous plaît. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci pour les hymnes. On va vous présenter.
Now the two sets of teams exchange pleasantries in the lead up to an all-important kickoff here. We get another long list of games, it should be said, in the Concacaf Nations League today. All of them very important, including this one with both of these two teams meeting for the first time in an official tournament. But of course, trying to get 3 points on the board and get off to the perfect start in League A, Group B. French Guiana's starting 11 looks like this. We begin at the back. Donovan Leon gets the start in goal. Gregory Lescott and Yanis Latard in the midfield. And then Thomas Van Kazeel, certainly a player that will be worth watching. And Ludovic Ball captains the side. And Arnold Abalinti will be a player to watch in the attack. French Guiana had such a strong campaign in the Nations League last time around. So they were able to get promotion with 3 victories, a draw, and just 2 defeats. It's an all Guatemalan officiating crew today. Julio Luna leads them in the middle of the park. He's our center referee today. Josue Quijano captains the Nicaraguan side, led by head coach Marco Figueroa. Luis Coronel, Jaime Moreno, a couple of the players to watch in an attacking sense, along with Juan Luis Perez. Matias Molskred has really had a strong recent few windows of international play with Nicaragua as well, been a top goal scorer. So we will see how Nicaragua's attack can get on today. Julio Luna takes the ball to the center of the pitch. French Guiana will be in green with the yellow numerals, and Nicaragua will be in white with the blue trim. How can French Guiana build after they had, again, their best ever campaign in the Concacaf Nations League? They were in League B for 3 seasons in a row, and frankly, did well every season. But they finally got that promotion to the big time here in League A. Will they be able to take advantage of it? And again, Nicaragua, look at them on the other side of things, and well, their Concacaf Nations League resume as well. Very similar in a lot of ways. They were in League B for 3 straight seasons, but after going 6 unbeaten in the Nations League last time around, 5 wins and a draw. They are finally in League A. So it's 2 first-timers at the top table of the Concacaf Nations League, meeting for the first time in an official tournament format. And we are thrilled to see how it all unfolds here in French Guiana. Sean St. Jacques, our entire crew, happy to have you along for the ride to begin another slate of Nations League action. 3 points and a very strong start up for grabs in this one today. And it's a very tough group, arguably the tougher of the 2 League A groups. So getting off to a fast and brisk start is highly recommended. And again, the top 2 teams, when it's all said and done, will go to the Nations League quarterfinals. And awaiting them will be the U.S., Mexico, Panama, and Canada. But a long way to go before we figure all of that out. It's already been a wonderful start from Group A, the likes of Costa Rica getting off to a good start yesterday. 3-0 winners over Guadeloupe. Suriname were also impressive yesterday. They picked up a 3-1 win, as did Guatemala, another team to watch in the Nations League, League A as well. Early pressure here from Nicaragua on the near side. This is Ludovic Ball trying to move it ahead, but Nicaragua quickly win the ball back in possession. Acuna out to the far side. In the end, Marco Figueroa's side will replenish the possession and reset the play. Again, Jamaica, Honduras, Trinidad and Tobago, and Cuba are the other 4 teams in the group. And we'll be seeing all of them in this match window, of course. A couple of really important games to come later on tonight in League A. So it is a jam-packed slate. Probably the game of the day, or maybe the arguable game of the day in this group, is Honduras hosting Trinidad and Tobago later on tonight. Jamaica face Cuba at home, also an important fixture. We'll see how it all starts here in Group B. Here's Marvin Fletes assessing his options for Nicaragua. Ball gets all the way through to Quijano. Cleared out for a throw. You can see it was a clever little dummy. I think that was Matthias Molskred, who again is going to be a big factor, 17 in white for Nicaragua. He picks it up here. His cross into the middle is blocked. And there was some clever touches there. Coronel tried to keep it going, helped along by Fletes. Quijano into the middle. That again is cleared away. Marmo and company trying to play their way out here, but Nicaragua's pressure continues. Fletes lays it off. Molskred not able to touch it into the path of a teammate, and Nicaragua will settle for another throw-in. Now, one of the big question marks in this group is, can French Guiana come up here into League A and continue their momentum, continue building against some of the tougher teams in the region? Because they, in this game at least, are going to be under some pressure. Nicaragua, to be fair, I can ask them the same question. But Nicaragua coming in with, again, a little bit more momentum, considering that they didn't lose a game in the Nations League last time around. Talked about it a bit earlier. 5 wins, just 1 draw. They almost went a perfect 6 out of 6. Molskred on the turn. And that was a brief opportunity. Junior Arteaga, he stays with it. Threads the ball through. Lovely pass into the middle. It could still fall for a chance. Coronel's effort is wide. Now they kind of bounced around on the surface on the edge of the penalty area. Luis Coronel was in the best position to strike it. Goes just wide of Donovan Leon's goal. Leon's clearance goes right back to Nicaragua here. Mulskred over the top. Can't find a teammate in the end. Well defended by Thomas Van Kazeel, who plays in the second division of the United States soccer system for Hartford Athletic in the USL Championship. Hartford are still fighting for playoff position in the Eastern Conference. They will certainly miss Van Kazeel while he's gone on international duty. And of course, Hartford are not the only team in that league that'll be missing some players during this Nations League window. Hartford actually do play later this weekend. They play against another second division side, Indy 11. So Van Kazeel is likely going to miss that game, of course. So he'll hope that his teammates can pick up the slack while he's gone. One of those rare moments on the calendar where it doesn't quite fit into the schedule for both. It overlaps. Ooh, little bit of an extracurricular moment there after a free kick was given. Referee goes in there and just makes sure that nothing escalates. Looks like Nicaragua got the decision. It is a free kick, which they've already taken. And just a word from the referee, nothing more than that. These are two teams that are going to be hungry. They've got a chip on their shoulder, want to prove the doubters wrong, and that's why we love Nations League play. It's a really big opportunity on a big stage to make a name for yourself. Coronel centrally. It nearly fell kindly for Mulskred, but it's cleared up field. Nicaragua will have to build forward again. The ball is sent over the top. Oh, it nearly fell for Mulskred, and then another opportunity, and it's a wonderful save from Leon. It's out for a corner. Now, what a strike it was from the edge of the penalty area. But it's a better stop from Leon. He just pushes it out of danger. And a corner upcoming for Nicaragua. Another look. I think that was Junior Arteaga who unleashed the effort. It almost fell for Luis Coronel. And a set piece is taken short here. Acuna. Flag stays down as Leon gets another touch on it. It's played back across. French Guiana's defense just about clear it. Two huge interventions from the goalkeeper. French Guiana can maybe stretch their legs out here in transition. Haven't really had it on this end of the pitch yet in the opening moments. Donovan Leon called upon not once but twice and bails his country out. Great ball across here. First opportunity for French Guiana, but there's a push in the back and a foul will go Nicaragua's way. Well, you saw a glimpse there of where French Guiana can get after Nicaragua here. Transitional moments are going to be key, really, for both teams. Nicaragua also capable of hitting on the break. Of course, that was all stemming from the fact that French Guiana were able to absorb some heavy Nicaraguan pressure in these opening 10 minutes. Leon's clearance is going to go out of play, and the visitors retain possession. Coronel didn't quite have the angle. A couple nibbles at a challenge there. But Nicaragua keep possession. Reyes for Fletes. Quijano. Was he fouled? Referee will bring it back. It's a free kick. And I think the referee rightly was waiting to see if Molskrad was going to gain any kind of advantage going inside of the 18-yard box, and it didn't happen. So it goes back to the initial foul and free kick. And there is a player down for Nicaragua here. It is Quijano. But he's now back up onto his feet. Well, there's the challenge. Clearly a foul, but again, the only hesitation was waiting to see if Molskrad was going to be able to create an opportunity inside the penalty area, and it didn't happen. So Arteaga and Perez are going to try to figure out where to place this properly to create an opportunity. Even Arteaga just communicating with some of the runners who are going to make their way into the penalty area here for Nicaragua. And Perez shoots! Ooh, it was flicked on, actually, on the way through, and that touch actually takes it out of play. It was Fletes who tried to redirect it. It was going right at Leon, who's favored to make the save, and Fletes tried to redirect it, so he didn't have time to react, but he ends up deflecting it off target. Well, you do see goals come from moments just like that quite a bit, but need the quality on the end of it to, well, basically make sure the goalkeeper doesn't have enough time to change direction. The whole point of that free kick was to send it towards the goalkeeper so they're anticipating it and then don't have enough time to move when a late ricochet comes in. Oh, good pressure from the hosts here. That goes back out for a throw. French Guiana. Oh, that ball almost went all the way through. It's played back. Miguel Rodriguez, who has the start for Nicaragua, gets a first touch onto it, and he clears it, but again, the hosts recycle the possession. That ball's lifted high in the air, too high in the end. Yara Gelu's in the area. He was the target of that switch of play, but again, too much on it. And we talked about Molskrad earlier, and you could throw Jaime Moreno into this same discussion. They are the Nicaraguan leaders in goals in Nations League play. They've had 5 each over the last 2 editions, and you better believe that they're going to have another big impact again in this 4th edition of the Concacaf Nations League if Nicaragua are to be successful. Now then, a chance to move this forward here for Nicaragua. Ooh, there was a push there. Referee says on we play. Well, French Guiana may have gotten away with one there. There looked like there was a lot of contact, at least live. And it was on the edge of the penalty area as well. But to be fair to the referee, not too many dissenting voices from the Nicaraguan contingent. So one of those where even they weren't appealing too much for it. Which would suggest that maybe the player went down a little bit too easily there. Oh, there's a push in the back. That's a free kick. And Nicaragua will be able to send this back ahead. Well, anytime French Guiana have been able to get it across midfield, they've given Nicaragua some trouble. The only tough part about that is they haven't had too many opportunities to get it across midfield. It's been really good early pressure and sustained pressure from Nicaragua as well. Ball played down the near side, but not the best of touches in the end from Molskred. Out for a throw it goes. Well, we talked about Nicaragua's top goal scorers in this competition, but through 3 editions of the Nations League, Joel Saruco is the top scorer. 6 goals, like we said. Also has the most appearances for his country in the Nations League as well, 14. He begins today on the bench as Molskred tries an ambitious effort, but it is well wide. We'll see if we see a 15th appearance from Joel Saruco. Of course, the French Guiana story just to get here was one of the stories of the Nations League. Last time around, 2023-2024, French Guiana got off to a slow start in League B play, but then they won 3 of their last 4 games, including back-to-back victories in its last 2 home games in order to qualify. That late surge is what's allowed them to get to League A for the very first time. And we talked about it, Nicaragua were arguably the best team in all of League B last time around. 5 wins, 1 draw, no defeats, and they always look destined to finally get that promotion that they have been searching for, and they did achieve it. That's what makes this window very special for these 2 countries in particular, playing with the best teams in the region and trying to make some history for your country. Reverse ball played down this near side is well placed. Marmot. Well, tried to play in Gailu, but he was quickly dispossessed. But French Guiana quickly regained possession. Ball, captaining the side today, plays it all the way back to Lescott. Ball on the turn. And there's miscommunication between him and Gailu, and it's a chance to break for Nicaragua, and they could have the numbers here if they hurry. This is Molskred. Molskred back across. It was blocked off. Coronel. Molskred. Too much on it. Tried to cross it into the middle. French Guiana not out of the woods yet. It's recovered by Perez. Acuna. Long-range effort. Spinning shot! He's parried over the top for a corner. Jaime Moreno, very quick on the turn. But it's going to be a corner after another fabulous Leon save. Well, that's the third close call for Nicaragua. But Donovan Leon has been up to the task every time. Moreno, clever turn. And his shot was goal-bound, it looked like. Leon had other ideas. Arteaga takes the corner short. Goes back to Arteaga and hits the referee in the process. Nicaragua keep possession. It's fizzed in there by Acuna. In the end, Leon is able to corral it once again. And French Guiana, again, are able to survive the attack. Ball. Forced to go back. Letard. He just tried to scoop it up ahead. It came up well short. Nicaragua given possession back. That's going to be something that Jean-Claude Ducan, Darcheville's group, is going to really have to improve on as the match continues. Can't just hand a team like Nicaragua free possession, as many of League B found out last time around. They can get after you, I should say, and get at you in transition. And to be fair, Donovan Leon is the big reason why this game is still scoreless. 3 huge stops, 1 from a cross and 2 from shots. Marmo, that was a good burst forward. He was fouled in the process. It's going to be a free kick for the hosts. Ball is impeded here by Coronel. Well, French Guiana have some possession here, and I was just about to say, what can they produce with it? But it's another errant pass. Chance for Nicaragua to break up the other end. Coronel's ball out wide. Quijano is in the middle, and, well, Jaime Moreno didn't see him. If he had, I think he may have made a different decision there. With the early form that Donovan Leon is in, you do not want to give him a straight look at a shot right now. He will save it, it looks like. That ball is sent up ahead. That was Luik Val. But it comes up a little too strong in the end, and Rodriguez resets for Nicaragua. Just past the halfway point of the first half. Nicaragua created all the big opportunities. French Guiana holding firm. Quijano's going to win a throw-in for his country here. Coronel. Molstred helps it along. Little give and go. Molstred again. No opportunity to turn for the shot. Ball and company are able to clear it for French Guiana and win a free kick as well. That is very important to alleviate some of the pressure here. Amalinti there was able to help out. Hasn't had much of an opportunity, French Guiana number 9, to really make an impact yet. Ooh, and that was the right idea. Lets it roll down this near side. It actually was touched out by Nicaragua. And French Guiana have a throw in here to work with. Decent cross into the middle, but it is nudged away. Gailu had the right idea. Didn't quite come off for him. Good hold-up play there from Matthias Molstred. Quijano. Ooh, was there a push in the back there? Yes, is the answer. Jason Coronel wins the free kick. Jason Coronel plays for Dirianhen for his club side. As does Luis Coronel. Which you may have guessed. 2 Coronels, they play together for club and country. Very cool thing for them. Not just Dirianhen, though, who is well represented, by the way, in this Nicaraguan setup. Quite a few players playing for Real Esteli, who went all the way to the Concacaf Central American Cup final a season ago and could be factors again in this season's edition. Quijano. And lays it off. Letes, who had a time to cross that, thought better of it. Now Nicaragua just trying to find space to provide service inside the penalty area. Not able to do it on that occasion. They'll have to reset. French Guiana holding strong on that far side. Ball. Up ahead. Amalinti tried to cross it. Marmo was arriving, but Nicaragua sweep it away. Oh, little give and go here down the far side. In the end, it's cleared out for a throw as Colino was there defensively for French Guiana. Well, and before that throw-in is taken, there's going to be a cooling break, it looks like here. Now, Nicaragua have been off to a very bright start. I think that's very fair to say. But have not found the back of the net yet, and that has allowed French Guiana to, well, have a few marauds forward themselves, but have not really created too much as far as opportunities. That one cross into the middle from Yorick Gailu was the closest the hosts have come, but Donovan Leons had to make 2 big saves and had to intervene on another important cross to keep French Guiana on level terms to this point. Jaime Moreno, Luis Coronel, and Matthias Molskrad have come the closest to giving Marco Figueroa's side the lead, and he's making sure that they don't take their foot off the gas in this first half, which still has 15 minutes plus stoppage time left in it. Huge opportunity again for both of these teams. Whoever can get the points just puts you in a really good position moving forward, and you could build a little bit of momentum potentially to finish top 2, and if not top 2, top 4 in the group. That's what these 6 teams are vying for. Want to avoid those bottom 2 spots and relegation down to League B, where these 2 teams, of course, just came from. Now it's going to be a throw-in on the far side to restart the play here. Nicaragua in possession out of the cooling break. Well, French Guiana end up handling it really well. They win a free kick, I should say, off the throw-in. And the hosts will be able to alleviate the pressure again. But this is going to be the tough part as the game continues on, and French Guiana maybe wear down a little bit, potentially. That's where Nicaragua can maybe pounce, and part of that's going to be the fact that hosts have just been under constant pressure, haven't had too many real opportunities to be in possession. Again, to be fair, though, the times they've gotten into possession in Nicaragua's half, they've looked dangerous. They just haven't been able to have the long enough spells of possession to make it happen consistently enough. And that's a credit to Marco Figueroa's side. They've been relentless. They just haven't been ruthless as far as their opportunities are concerned. Nice step in defensively. A chance here for French Guiana to break up the other end. It's played out to the far side. More help arriving here. Lovely little overlapping run. Oh, it almost fell for Van Kazeel in the penalty area. It was just touched away from him. Just talked about it. Moments like that have been where French Guiana have been at their best. And if that had fallen kindly Thomas Van Kazeel, there could have been some options on there for French Guiana. Not quite in the end. Played up ahead here, Coronel for Nicaragua, errant pass, but his side recovers the possession. That's played up ahead. Jaime Moreno swarmed and dispossessed. Played back to Leon. Ngelu. Lescott. Louis Ball and company at the back have just been trying to keep some possession, get a little bit of momentum building here. Haven't had too many passages of play like this one. Yanis Letar up ahead. Little back-heeled flick, but it is a giveaway. Coronel up ahead. Oh, lovely ball to find Luis Coronel. Coronel brought down. Was he fouled? Referee says no. It's a clean challenge. It's a corner. Now Coronel to Coronel, connection there. Great ball through the heart of French Guiana's defense here. Luis Coronel is cleanly dispossessed. Yorick Gailu with a perfectly timed challenge. Had to get it right, and did. And it's out for a corner for Nicaragua. I think Luis Coronel needs a moment here inside of the penalty area. And that was the pass of the day so far from Jason Coronel to find Luis, but better defending at the last moment from French Guiana. Gailu able to make sure that nothing came of it, at least not yet. Nicaragua still have a corner to work with here. Just under 10 minutes plus stoppage time left in the half. From the corner. Ooh, it was up for grabs. Coronel came in there, trying to volley it forward. French Guiana get the ball away, and they could have numbers in transition here if they hurry. Early ball out wide for Abelinti. He's gonna get there. Guiana didn't quite deal with it. And then the layoff is cut out. Great recovery, and Nicaragua gets it away. You can hear the gasp from the fans here. That was a real chance to make something happen. Now, sometimes the fans tell you just how promising an opportunity was, and that reaction tells you that they had something cooking there, French Guiana, but great recovery by the Nicaraguan midfield there, and they do win the ball back just in the nick of time. Contact there. That's going to be another free kick for French Guiana. Can they build a little bit of confidence here late on in the first half? That's the other part of the equation we were talking about earlier. Yes, the longer French Guiana are under pressure, the more likely it is that Nicaragua can find the breakthrough. But the longer it stays 0-0, the more it'll give French Guiana confidence, because they've handled the pressure, to go on and maybe create some opportunities and score themselves. That's kind of how the flow of the game has played out to this point. But there's still plenty of time left for a big moment in the first half. Ooh, Luis Coronel brought down, free kick. Oh, lovely run forward into space. It opens up! And the shot is blazed over the top by Arteaga. Not the first time he's come close from Marco Figueroa's group, but he blazes it over the top. And he had a shot saved earlier, Junior Arteaga. That time I think Leon may have just had it covered if it was on target. Now then, can French Guiana create something up this end? Still haven't had a real opportunity yet as far as a shot on goal. Now Perez and company will settle it down. Christian Reyes for Fletes. And Quijano thought better of it. Had two players around him, to be fair, for French Guiana, so he's forced to play it back. Up ahead by Rodriguez. Second ball is won by Molskred. And it was a firm second touch. He gives it away. Ball. Trying to fend off a couple of challenges here. Hill will take the throw after Luis Coronel plays it out on the near side. Ooh, a challenge from Moreno. He pleads his case, but it's a free kick. Well, from that angle, it looks like he gets the ball, but I think he may have taken out the defender first. That was Luis Bal. I think it was one of those where he got the player first before the possession. Oh, it opens up for Van Kayziel! And Rodriguez makes the huge stop for Nicaragua. That might be the best chance either side has had. It's certainly French Guiana's best chance. Oh, clever little header forward there by Marmo, and it just opened up for Thomas Van Kayziel. And he puts together a solid shot, and Rodriguez just gets there. Talked about how French Guiana, the longer they can stay in it, the more they can create. And they head this one down. Oh, miscommunication at the back stick. Valenci was not ready for it. Ball picks it back up. Here's Van Kayziel. Van Kayziel again. We talked about how important he could be to French Guiana's cause. Colino. And he laid the ball off. Luis Bal. This is Nemuth. Ludwig Bal. Valenci turns. Gailu. Decent cross into the middle. It's flicked on, and the shot is blocked. Arnold Valenci thwarted inside the penalty area. He was wide open. Another missed opportunity. Gailu back into the middle. It's chested down. Oh! Rodriguez saves it. Van Kayziel linking up with Valenci again. Not enough in the shot to beat Miguel Rodriguez, and all of a sudden, the tide is turning at the end of the first half. Great control from Van Kayziel. You can see exactly where he wanted to put it, and Valenci tried a little back heel turn into space, and the shot came up short. Well, that would have surprised everybody. Valenci was able to score from that. Thomas Van Kayziel has provided a spark for French Guiana, and they've had 2 or 3 really good opportunities at the end of the half. And that's a clever header from Gailu back to Leon to reset with 1.5 minutes plus stoppage left in the half. Can French Guiana take advantage of their newfound momentum here? It was such a bright start from Nicaragua, and they've been the better team in the half, but things have changed. But now off a takeaway, Moreno. Play continues, Coronel. Plays it centrally, Arteaga! Just wide again. Great response from Nicaragua, but again, Junior Arteaga cannot hit the target. It's both the Coronels again. Luis off the feed from Jason, and then Arteaga, oh, it almost had eyes for goal. And Leon was just about beaten, I think, if it was on target. Well, how much stoppage time will there be here at the end of the half? Luis Coronel, he's cut out there. And it's a challenge that sees French Guiana get a throw in on the near side. They continue to surge ahead as we jump into stoppage time here. It's like the fourth official held up 2 minutes over there. Marmo, great run. It's played across. Oh, and again, no definitive touch. And Muth with a wonderful ball played across the face of goal. It just needed a teammate to get a touch on it. And Rodriguez was in big trouble if there was a touch. Another look. It starts out with Johan Marmo's wonderful run here to get into the penalty area. Great ball across. And Abelinti's a half step behind. Final minute of what's turned into be a wonderful half, especially towards the end of the first half. It's been back and forth. Played ahead by Quijano, he's dispossessed. Couldn't find Molstred. And again, French Guiana, can they build here? They can. And that's a late challenge from Molstred. He is gonna be booked. First yellow card of the match, and well, Matthias Molstred was tardy with his challenge. And didn't get any of the ball as well. Pretty clear-cut yellow card in the end. So one more opportunity potentially for French Guiana at the end of the half. If they can send this forward, if they play it short, I think the whistle will go pretty quickly here. They do send it ahead, but it's gonna go out for a goal kick. And I believe that is gonna be the last act of the half here in French Guiana. Well, Nicaragua got out to a brilliant start, created some big opportunities. Donovan Leon, French Guiana goalkeeper, kept them in it. And then French Guiana turned the tide as the half moved along. They started to create the big chances and really made life difficult for Miguel Rodriguez, but the Nicaraguan goalkeeper also made the stops he had to make. Thomas Van Kazeel, his spark really changed how that first half ended as compared to where it began. With 45 minutes to play, it is French Guiana 0, Nicaragua 0, and it's well poised for the second half. We're rejoined by both sets of players for the start of the second half. Sean St. Jacques, our entire crew. Happy to have you back here with us. Again, this is League A Group B, the opening match in the group. It's a jam-packed day of matches in all three leagues of the Concacaf Nations League, not just today, but of course throughout the rest of the week and early into next week as well. It is 0-0 between French Guiana and Nicaragua here. I must say, after it was a very, very bright start for Nicaragua at the beginning of the match, and really for most of the first half, I might add, French Guiana responded so well down the stretch, and it is very well poised for the second half. First ever meeting between these two, and well, it is very tight to this point. And well, it looks like Nicaragua are getting some changes ready here at the start of the half. It could be as many as 3 changes here for Nicaragua. So the 3 changes that we just had confirmed for you here: Harold Medina, Juan Barrera, and Nextali Rodriguez are all on for Marco Figueroa's group. Matias Molskred, who was on a yellow card, Abner Acuna, and Luis Coronel all out for Nicaragua. So a triple change at the half, and Nicaragua have it back in possession at the start of the second half. Teams will switch sides. French Guiana will be going from left to right in the second half. So big alterations there from Marco Figueroa's group. And we'll see if they prove to be fruitful changes that lead to the opening goal and maybe a little bit more for the visitors here. French Guiana are unchanged. See how long that continues on. We talked about it earlier, Joel Saruco and others available off the bench. That could certainly be game changers for Jean-Claude Ducan d'Archeville's group. Of course, maybe the most notable of the changes there, Harold Medina, another Real Esteli player, high-quality player. Juan Barrera and Rodriguez as well, certainly capable of making an impact in this second half. Perez just looping it in there, and Leon is there for the hosts to gather. He was maybe the most important player in the first half for French Guiana. Made a couple of huge saves, Donovan Leon. Nicaragua trying to pick up where, well, maybe not where they left off, but trying to pick up where they were through a vast majority of the first half and heaping pressure on French Guiana's defense. That's a giveaway. Nicaragua win possession back. And it could open up here in the middle of the park for Nicaragua as well. The first time shot comes in. Leon is there. Rodriguez gets his first shot attempt. But the substitute, he's not able to put enough on it. And coming back the other way, a push in the back. That's a Nicaragua free kick. Van Kazeel on the turn. And he was fouled. It's brought back, and it's a free kick. Well, we talked about earlier, Molskred was on a yellow card, but his day is done. So Nicaragua now have no players on the pitch with yellow cards. Gregory Lescott picked up an early yellow for French Guiana. That's the only one to report for the hosts so far. Another takeaway here, in Nicaragua again will get a brief opportunity to move this forward, but that's a challenge that comes in, and it'll lead to a Nicaragua free kick, although French Guiana adamant that it was a dive. That was Juan Barrera who was fouled here. We get a second look at it. Well, there was contact. Maybe not as much as French Guiana would deem as enough for a foul, but there was definitely some contact. Oh, and the referee is now having a word with Marco Figueroa as well. Both coaches, I don't think, were too happy about how that last sequence played out. For different reasons, of course. Well, Marco Figueroa was upset, but his team got the decision. It is a free kick. Well, here's Van Kazeel. And he plays it up ahead. French Guiana could have some numbers here. Nicaragua a bit stretched, but a critical 1v1 duel. One on that far side by Christian Reyes. Make sure that there was no opportunity for a cross into the middle. Well, that got a little bit interesting for a moment. One of the rare moments where Nicaragua were stretched and almost outmanned in transition. They did not keep their shape, and they were almost in big trouble. Reyes actually, bailed them out. Some critical defending. And now another opportunity here for French Guiana. They continue to be dangerous in transition here, but well, that pass needed to be released a little bit quicker. Nicaragua win the ball back. That was Avalinti who needed to release the pass a little bit sooner. Meanwhile, Rodriguez. Perez. Rodriguez stays on side for Nicaragua. Medina. Looped over by Arteaga. Quijano. And the shot by Moreno is blocked. And no chance for Nicaragua to follow up. The ball's floated over the top and headed out of play. Back to the visitors it goes. I think part of Marco Figueroa's frustration is the fact that for the vast majority of the game, barring about 10 to 15 minutes of it, his side have been the better team, but they find themselves still level at 0-0. Can they get the breakthrough? Ball is looped into the middle. It falls for Rodriguez, who lays it off. And a chance here, it's gonna be Medina! Oh, great save by Leon again! Wonderful composure from Harold Medina. But Donovan Leon, once again, makes a fabulous stop for French Guiana. Rodriguez does well, but look at this from Medina. Takes 3-4 players out of the play, finds the opening, but Leon stops his shot. And another close call goes begging for the visitors here. And a player down for Nicaragua needs some assistance as well. Remember, Nicaragua have already used 3 of their substitutions, so Not as many as you'd normally think for Marco Figueroa at his disposal at this juncture, but have to wait and see if everything's okay from that perspective, although just saw the medical staff there suggest that there might have to be a substitution here. Well, it was tough to tell, but I think it's Jaime Moreno who is in some discomfort here, and well, the fact that more medical staff have to come on here would lead you to believe that Nicaragua might have to make a fourth substitution here before 10 minutes of the second half have been played. Well, now Moreno is back up. Well, we will see if he's able to continue. He's had two of the bigger opportunities for Nicaragua in this Nations League fixture. They'll be attended to, and we'll wait to see what Marco Figueroa and his staff decide to do about it here. Now, it did look like that we briefly saw Edmard Talavera trot on. He is one of the reserve strikers today for Nicaragua. We didn't see the change made, but it does appear that Nicaragua may very well have had to use a fourth substitution there. We're awaiting confirmation on that, but it is very rare that at this stage in the game, you're down to one substitution, but it appears that's exactly what's happened here for Nicaragua. And they have an awkward moment here as the ball bounces in behind. But Miguel Rodriguez is there. We just had it confirmed. It is Moreno out, Talavera on. So our suspicions turned out to be correct. Nicaragua are down to their last substitution already. See if that makes a big difference later on. Ooh, a challenge comes in there. Referee points for a goal kick, or is it going to be a corner? Well, French Guiana wanted a penalty. A possible push in the back. Nicaragua are upset because they thought it was a goal kick. It appears it's neither. It's going to be a corner for French Guiana, although, is the referee getting some consultation from the assistant? Yes, I think it's going to be a goal kick. Another look here, and well, it looks like all the contact is initiated by Muth for French Guiana. I don't think that's a penalty. But then the question became, who was it last off of? And I think the assistant on the near side told our head official, Julio Luna, that it came off of French Guiana last. So good communication between the referees there. And it is a goal kick for Nicaragua. Quickly get it back up the other end. Here's Medina. And Medina trying to switch the point of attack. It didn't quite make it there. Colino playing it down the line, and well, it's kept alive by Talavera. And then he wins a throw-in. Banquezil follows up not once but twice for French Guiana. He wins it back. Abelinti, lovely turn. Oh, but he's penalized. It's going to go the other way. And he's going to be yellow carded as well, the striker. We may need another look at that. Tough to tell live what happened. Here is the second look. Oh, it's a hand to the face. I was going to say the turn looked very clean from Abelinti, but that's not what he was penalized for. It's for a hand up to the face. And now, that's why, got to give the referees credit. They saw that live. We needed the replay to see it. It was a clear hand up against the face, and that's why Abelinti not just committed the foul, but he was booked for that as well. And again, Julio Luna spot on with the decision. At the other end, Nicaragua looking to create. Talavera. Resets for Coronel. Down the line it goes. This is going to stay in play. And the cross into the middle is blocked out by Gailu. It's going to be a corner for Nicaragua as we approach the hour mark. Just over 30 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Medina is on corner kick duties here for Nicaragua. And this one's going to be sent right in. And it's headed away just over the head of Christian Reyes, who made a great run for Nicaragua, but couldn't win the header. And then a rare miscue here. Rodriguez let it go out of play, couldn't keep it in. Possession goes back to French Guiana. Well, again, Nicaragua have had the better of things at the start of the second half, just like they did in the first half, but have not capitalized, and French Guiana hanging around again. Game that's so important at the start of group play in Ligue A. And again, plenty more to come later on tonight. Honduras and Trinidad and Tobago in this group playing later, and Jamaica hosting Cuba. Flag stays down here. Nicaragua allowed to continue on. Talavera. It's a fair challenge. French Guiana have possession. And then Medina penalized. Ball wins a free kick for the hosts. Ooh, was that a late challenge? Assistant referee took a moment, but did raise the flag. Raising the flag with a little wiggle of the flag indicates that there's been a foul spotted by the assistant, and referee has come back and given French Guiana a free kick, and there might need to be some attention here on the fouled player. And again, we get a second look at it. It was Gailu who was brought down by Talavera. Just a reminder, French Guiana have not made a sub yet, so we do wait to see what the hosts decide to do as far as tactical alterations. Again, it's a free kick for the hosts. Les Scott, who is on a yellow card, sends it ahead. Nicaragua win the first and frankly win the second ball as well. And it's a chance for Harold Medina to lead Nicaragua forward. He rides the challenge. He thought he was fouled. French Guiana regained possession, but only for a moment. And a couple of pullbacks there. That's going to be a foul. It's a free kick. And Johan Marmo, could he be in some trouble here as far as a yellow? Julio Luna was briefly discussing that with his assistant referee. Ooh, that was a clear shirt pull there. Not once, but twice. That should have been a yellow card, frankly. Juan Barrera was clearly fouled, but again, the shirt pull, 9 times out of 10, that's a booking. Well, Nicaragua get a free kick regardless, in a very good spot. And Harold Medina will get an opportunity to try to pick somebody out. Ooh, Medina plays it short. And the shot from Quijano is blocked. French Guiana deal with the situation, and they might have a chance to break here up the other end. But Marmo is forced to slow it down for a moment, and Nicaragua force it out for a throw. Well, Nicaragua ended up trying something off the training ground, and French Guiana not just stopped it, they nearly turned it into an attack for themselves. Now that cross into the middle comes up short. Colino didn't have too much to aim at, to be fair, as French Guiana do look to be readying a couple of changes here. Get to that once they're confirmed. Well, here come the 2 changes. Balinti is going to come out. We mentioned him. Joel Saruco is going to come on. Danny Florentine is also going to enter, and Ludovic Ball, the captain, is going to make way. So, we said French Guiana were likely to bring on Joel Saruco, top goal scorer with 6 goals in 3 previous Nations League campaigns. And he plays in his country record 15th Concacaf Nations League match. And we'll see if he can come on and be a late hero of French Guiana. Nicaragua push forward once more. Cross into the middle. Oh, was headed over the top by Juan Barrera. Now has the captain's armband for Nicaragua after coming on as a substitute himself. We're starting to get closer and closer to the final 20 minutes here. Still 0-0. Again, Nicaragua had the better of things overall, but French Guiana have had more than their share of opportunities as well. 3 points very much still up in the balance. And Kazil. Nice pass to the overlapping run here. Cross into the middle is hit too high. Oh, but Rodriguez missed it. And Quijano is able to clear it before anything untoward occurred. Sent right back into the mix. And it was headed down, but Saruco couldn't find Van Kazeel. Another high arcing cross, Rodriguez again. This time he catches, and there was a foul anyway. Free kick for Nicaragua. Well, that was a bit awkward for Miguel Rodriguez earlier. Completely missed it on what seemed to be a pretty routine miss-hit cross into the middle. Looked like a missed opportunity initially for French Guiana, but almost got very, very interesting. Guiana was able to clear it away just in time. Can one of these two teams grab a winning goal and claim what could be a pivotal 3 points in the group? Here's Medina. Great ball down the far side. Right back towards Talavera. And it's out for a Nicaragua corner on the far side of the pitch. Well, another opportunity here. It's taken short. Talavera's ball in, too close to Leon, who was fouled, it looks like. Referee's gonna go to the pocket. And a yellow card, I think that's for Juan Barrera, for a late touch on Donovan Leon after he had claimed possession. One of those where Leon got the worst of it, and looked to be, at least initially. We might get another look at that. Like it was a little bit unnecessary from a Nicaraguan point of view to put that challenge in. Ball was clearly won. And Donovan Leon, who's just been, it's been just wonderful so far for the hosts. Well, we do get a second look at it here, and again, it is Juan Barrera who gets the yellow, and again, did not need to get involved whatsoever in making the challenge. And he's acting like he backed away. He went right through Leon, did not need to make that challenge at all. It's a needless yellow card to pick up here. Well, you definitely don't expect that from someone wearing the captain's armband either. That was a big mistake. And the hope for Leon and French Guiana is that he's able to play on here. They are gonna need him down the stretch. French Guiana only have one reserve goalkeeper as Juan Barrera continues to make his case. We saw in the replay, really doesn't have one, frankly. Fehong Faham is the backup goalkeeper for French Guiana, and they are not going to need his services at the moment. Donovan Leon is okay and sends it ahead with 18 minutes of the 90 left, plus stoppage time. Nicaragua gets a free kick. Well, this has been a game that has had so many close opportunities. Both teams really have had multiple clear-cut chances to score, and both will not want to settle for a point. They are both going to want to go after it and find the breakthrough. French Guiana have some numbers here if they hurry. It's slid in behind, but Florentine is offside. And Nicaragua get the ball back. Ooh, this almost bounces in behind. Cleared away before Barrera was able to pounce. That was another one where it was a bit hopeful, but French Guiana, in this case, almost made a bit of a meal out of that. Coronel on a reset. Flates. Good ball down the line here. Cross into the middle. Ooh, it's miscued by Van Kazeel. But Leon keeps it in play and makes the catch. Probably the only bad touch that Thomas Van Kazeel has had. He's been excellent. Big reason why French Guiana have been able to not just hang around, but create opportunities. Nicaragua win the ball back on the near side. Nice ball played up ahead towards Barrera. French Guiana trying to deal with it here. They'll just give up the throw instead. In tight quarters. Reyes played that out wide for Flates. Cornell. No, challenge is clean. French Guiana win it back with 15 minutes and stoppage to go. Nicaragua win the ball back. It's a throw-in. Although French Guiana's bench didn't quite agree with that decision. Here's Flates. Time is of the essence, really, for both teams here. That ball bounces around. Talavera keeps it alive for Nicaragua. Great effort. Reyes. Again, Marvin Flates. Here's Harold Medina. Chance to go top of the group for some big games played later. Jamaica will be in action against Cuba. Honduras open against Trinidad and Tobago to round out the Group B fixtures today in League A of the Concacaf Nations League. Talavera. Lovely skill, looped it over the challenge, and he was brought down. That's a free kick. Marmo is going to be booked. That's a yellow card as well. Not his first challenge of that ilk today. I think that's why the referee took that opportunity for persistent infringement to show him a yellow. And I think that whistle for a free kick is going to allow both teams to take a second half cooling break, it appears, and that's before French Guiana are getting set to make a couple of changes, it looks like. Another look at the challenge. Talavera clearly brought down. So both teams get another opportunity, kind of a last chance for both coaches to really give their team instruction and hopefully for either side some confidence to finish this out strong and grab what could be a vital result for both teams here. Again, Nicaragua have been really good at times today. They've been, I'd say, the better team to this point, but you have to give French Guiana a ton of credit. The pressure they were under early in the match, really for the first half an hour, They got through that, and they were the better team the last 10 to 15 minutes of the first half. Nicaragua have essentially picked up where they left off from the first half. They've been the better team again in the second half, but again, French Guiana have stayed in it. They've defended extremely valiantly, and they're still in with a chance of snatching the points late, I should say. Here come the two changes. Yorick Gailu is going to come out. Kedibal is going to come on, and then Yvlelin Nolis is going to come on. Thomas Namuth is going to come out. So Yvlelin Nozil hope to make an impact in the midfield, and Kedibal as well really is a midfield player also, so it's fresh legs for French Guiana down the stretch. Nicaragua, out of the cooling break, will have a set piece to work with. Medina's ball in. It's going to be a foul going in the opposite direction. Free kick for French Guiana. And Harold Medina's service, frankly, came up short. Not where Nicaragua wanted him to place it, I don't think. Not able to find a teammate. And now we're really getting into crunch time here. 10 minutes plus stoppages to go. Ball was briefly won by Medina. Now Nicaragua picks it right back up. Rodriguez sliding it through. Barrera's going to get there for Nicaragua. He crosses it into the middle. Oh, it ricochets around and goes out for a goal kick. Tough to tell who got the definitive touch onto that as far as what stopped the opportunity, but it came last off of Nicaragua. Huge defending here from French Guiana. Look at this, Barrera gets there, great hustle. It's played across, oh, and there was a critical intervention in there. And French Guiana survive again. The hosts come up the other end here. What can they create on the far side? Not too much on that occasion, it's cut out. Nicaragua's defense has been stout throughout. They win the ball back yet again. Nice win in the midfield. French Guiana have possession here. Van Kazeel. Down the near side it goes. Colino. Van Kazeel to Nozil. And they can't quite link up on the give and go. Nozil keeps it alive for French Guiana. And it's a good step in by Barrera. Free kick for French Guiana, though, an overzealous challenge, and the hosts will be given an opportunity here to possibly put this into the 18-yard box. Barrera does well initially, but then it's a clumsy challenge from Arteaga. French Guiana back to live action. They'll play it short and around, and they'll get a throw-in out of it. Ball goes towards the penalty area. Van Kazeel is not quick enough to get to it. Would have been a tough ball for him to handle, even if he had, to be fair. A little bit of a missed opportunity there from French Guiana, I must say. Didn't really create much out of that sequence of possession. They're certainly capable of doing so, not on that occasion. Nicaragua's turn to get some play here. Coronel forced to go back. Perez. Rodriguez didn't really have anywhere to go. Rodriguez still trying to find some space, and he's brought down. Colino with a poorly timed challenge. Free kick for Nicaragua. Another look. Colino did well to stay with Rodriguez, but then put in a poor challenge there. Missed the ball and clearly committed a foul. Now then, Talavera. Medina helps it along. Arteaga out wide. Can someone grab some late Nations League glory here? That's a takeaway. French Guiana trying to move it the other way. Florentine tries to switch the point of attack, but it doesn't get to the near side. Looped over the top, a chance maybe for Talavera. Good clearance by Leon under pressure. But it does go back to Nicaragua here. And it's Arteaga! Leon is able to get there. Not for the first time. Arteaga is thwarted again by Donovan Leon. Now the shot actually took a deflection. It was going wide anyway. Leon really was just trying to stop the corner, and actually it was Rodriguez who took on the shot. Battle for it continues on the near side. It's last off of French Guiana. Throwing for Nicaragua, and all of a sudden you look at the clock and there's only 5 minutes left, plus stoppage time. Both teams starting to run out of time to find some late magic here in the Nations League. First League A game for both of these countries. Are we in store for a memorable finish? Nice job again from French Guiana to win the ball back. It's touched to this near side. That was another tough ball, no Zeal to handle. He does win it back for French Guiana here. Out to the far side it goes. It's crossed back into the middle. Saruco was closest to it. It was headed away from him. And a free kick gives it back to Nicaragua. Well, you wondered if Saruco had won the header, if Thomas Van Zeil could have been on the scene to have a real opportunity there for French Guiana. He was queuing up just behind Joel Saruco, but again, Nicaragua defensively win the header in a big spot. And Miguel Rodriguez will reset as the visitors try to gear up for another attack. Ball is sent forward. Headed to the near side, it's going to go out of play. Medina. And that was Talavera keeping it going. Far side, Reyes. His pass comes up short, and Fletes gives it away. Early ball played up ahead. It's a little bit awkward here for Nicaragua, but it's handled extremely well and cleared away by Perez. Medina down the line. It's a good defensive challenge on the back end by Latar, and it's a throw-in. Perez's involvement there is going to be his last involvement. Nicaragua make the change. Juan Luis Perez is out. Oscar Acevedo comes in for the final few minutes here. I believe that is Nicaragua's last change. They've been on one change left for quite some time, but Marco Figueroa uses it there. French Guiana do still have one change remaining, should they choose to use it. Jean-Claude Ducan Darcheville, will he go to his bench one more time? We'll have to wait and see about that. We'll also have to wait and see how much stoppage time, there's going to be left for someone to find a late winner. It's going to go right back out for a throw-in for Nicaragua. Acevedo's first main involvement will be throwing this back into play. Medina, lovely step over. Talavera, cutting it back. Acevedo touching it forward, little give and go from Rodriguez. Cut out, and then a big tussle there. Who's gonna come out with the ball, pushing and shoving? There was some shirt pulling as well. Referee lets all of it go. And French Guiana have it coming down the near side. Nozil, he was held up by Acevedo. Play continues. Nozil still fighting for it, and Barrera comes all the way back and wins it for Nicaragua, but then he concedes the possession. That's a late challenge, and after a frantic sequence, French Guiana have a free kick. And a yellow card comes out as well for Christian Reyes. Now, what a chaotic sequence that was. Both teams struggling to hold on to the possession. The one clear-cut decision was that was a clear foul by Reyes. Impeded the progress and made contact. And we're into 4 added minutes, and French Guiana have a promising set-piece opportunity here at the beginning of stoppage time. But Nozil is in some discomfort here for the hosts, and well, this is one of those moments where if you're French Guiana, you're happy that you've kept one substitution in your back pocket. So if Nozil can't continue, they can still bring on a fresh substitute to finish out the stoppage time period.
Temps additionnel, 4 minutes.
Well, this is taking quite a bit of time now, and here comes the extra medical staff. And there was some contact on the challenge, but clearly Nozil felt more of it than meets the eye. But again, the question becomes, can he continue, or does French Guiana have to use their last substitution? And by the way, we've had almost 2 minutes of stoppage time. It's all been during this delay. So there is a chance we could play into a 5th or a 6th minute of added time, maybe even a little bit more than that. It depends on how long this takes. That is worth keeping in mind. And again, that does come down to the referee's discretion. Well, if Nozil can't continue, then Jean-Claude Ducandarshvili is going to have to make a decision here. Either wait to see if they can get him treatment and get him back on, or he's going to have to use that substitution. The game is too important to keep just 10 on the pitch down the stretch here. Nozil's going to be carried off. Well, now we've used almost 3 minutes of the stoppage time here. Not trying to say the injury isn't warranted of taking a look at, but to Nicaragua's point, French Guiana has to make a decision here. They have to either use the sub or play with just 10. They have to make a choice here. And they don't have ages to make that decision. It all leads before this important French Guiana set-piece opportunity, and they don't have a ton of players up here for it. And Kazil just puts it into the mixture, but there was nobody to really aim at. They didn't have the numbers. And Nicaragua will be able to restart the play. Now, how much more play will we have? We'd have 6 or 7 added minutes in the end, but again, that depends on the referees here. Flates. Does look like French Guiana's finally readying that final change. Shot comes in. Oh, it took a deflection. Leon has to save it. It's blocked away, and the rebound is in. Nicaragua scored deep into injury time. And they may very well have won it with one of the last kicks of the game. Extraordinary. Just a hopeful ball played in by Acevedo. It isn't cleared, and it's the substitute, Whitman Talavera, with the magical Nicaraguan touch. Now, it's so harsh on French Guiana, but they took too long to get that substitution on, and it may very well come back to bite them here. Talavera looks to be the hero. And French Guiana, who had to defend that situation with only 10 on the pitch. Again, we talked about it. They had time to get a substitute on. They never did it. And Nicaragua take full advantage in the next sequence. And it could be the moment that costs French Guiana the points. There's still going to be a couple more minutes, you would think, because of the lengthy injury. Can French Guiana come back to get something from the match becomes the question now. But Whitman Talavera, who added his name to the list of big opportunities, finally is the one to convert for Nicaragua in stoppage time. And it could be the goal that takes Nicaragua, at least for now, to the top of the group. Quijano from the throw. Again, it's up to the referee now. How much longer will we go? Leon boots it forward. Acevedo's header. French Guiana follow up here. They place it down the line. They're back to 11 now. Nozil can continue, but his lengthy injury stoppage is unfortunately what's cost French Guiana here. French Guiana opted to not take him out, and it came back to bite them. But they have a chance here. They're going to get a throw in. Into the 8th added minute we go. Thrown in towards this near side. It's cleared off. Florentine, it's a goal kick. And that's it, full time in French Guiana. Nicaragua wins it late and claim a huge 3 points here in Group B of League A in the Concacaf Nations League. Whitman Talavera is the stoppage time hero for the Nicaraguans. And what turned out to be a memorable first meeting at a major tournament between these two teams sees Nicaragua, I think deservedly, just come out on top. French Guiana deserve a ton of credit. They went step for step with Nicaragua for a vast majority of the match, but a late lack of decision really from French Guiana may very well have left the door open for Nicaragua to snatch the points at the very end. Widman Talavera is your hero, and Nicaragua get all 3 points in the end in French Guiana today. We'll step aside for now. We'll hear from both camps, but Nicaragua win it by a 1-0. We'll have highlights and stats after we hear from both sides.
Début de la rencontre.
Sean St. Jacques here with you to wrap things up between French Guiana and Nicaragua. Lots of chances to get to in this one. Donovan Leon for French Guiana defensively, making some huge saves, but after a great start from Nicaragua, things changed. French Guiana got a spark. Thomas Van Kazeel and company, they started creating some big chances, especially at the end of the first half. This might have been the biggest chance. Great ball across. Valenti, I should say, just couldn't get his boot around it. There were a few yellow cards. That yellow card cost Matthias Molskred his second half. Referee, should say, after the booking, he was taken off by Marco Figueroa. We didn't see him again in the second half. And it was 0-0, really well poised for the second half after a great French Guiana response. I must say, Nicaragua kind of picked up where they left off. They made 3 halftime changes as well. One that proved to be really, really important as well. One of them was Harold Medina. He created a big chance. Donovan Leon again making a big stop for French Guiana. And then again, both teams kind of had their big chances as the half moved along. That was a yellow card for Valenti for a hand to the face, and saw that yellow card given out there. And well, it was a really, really passionate game because both teams know how important the points are in the context of this Group B. That was a yellow card for Juan Barrera, an unnecessary touch on a Donovan Leon after the cross came in. But it really was Nicaragua forcing the issue more often in this game. That was a yellow card there for Marmo, his challenge leading to a set-piece opportunity for Nicaragua. And then here, Rodriguez, that took a deflection right in the second half. Donovan Leon, who was really strong for French Guiana, was able to make the save. And then in wild sequence here, yellow card for Christian Reyes. It led to a French Guiana set-piece opportunity, but one of the big issues with how French Guiana handled that is they did not make a substitution. And Noziel could not be on the field for this next sequence. French Guiana had only 10 on the pitch. They couldn't deal with it, and it's a stoppage time winner. Whitman Talavera scores in the 95th minute to give Nicaragua a 1-0 lead and what turned out to be a 1-0 victory in their Ligue A debut in the Concacaf Nations League. Not enough time for a French Guiana response after that. Nicaragua wins it by 1-0. Look at the full-time match stats, and again, it was pretty even at the half. French Guiana were able to fight their way back, but Nicaragua created more of the opportunities throughout. They dominated the possession, and their persistence paid off in the end. Talavera's stoppage time winner with just 10 on the pitch for French Guiana is what turns out to be the difference. And for now, Nicaragua jumps up to the top of Group B in Ligue A after a really enthralling contest here in French Guiana. For our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from French Guiana. Nicaragua wins it by 1-0.